impressions of the first day of IFA Travel's Travel Distribution Summit Asia?
I think on the first day, there's still a certain degree of getting to understand what the audience is and getting to understand things. Things tend to gel a little bit better on the second day. But on the first day, and I was in the distribution session, I think that there was a lot of meat on the sessions with regards to what's happening in distribution, particularly with regards to how it relates to this region. One of the things that IFA Travel does fairly well is to understand how the individual market and the localization is applicable to what is going on in something that is very much a global trend. And things are very different down here in Asia. They're not the same. You can't judge them by the US market. You cannot judge them by the European market. So I think there was a good buzz and a good vibe going over how this applies to distribution.
Okay, and what would you say were the most salient? What would be the hot topics of these agenda?
I think the typical things are mobile, localization. Not as much was talked about group sales because I think that's still fairly early down here, but definitely social media. A lot of questions because people here don't have the same level of exposure as they do to the real activity that might occur in North America and in Europe. But on the other hand, they're much smarter because they are dealing with things in real time down here, but it's different. I think the biggest thing is it is different. You cannot make those same analogies and same judgments.
Were there any standout presentations that caught your eye?
Boy, that's a difficult question. I think that from a perspective here, I think clearly the quality of the presenters in the keynote speech, who were senior level executives who were able to respond to the questions and on their topic matter, there was an awful lot of data presented, very salient, very specific and pertinent to this market. Some a little bit later on weren't as applicable to the market, or they were dealing with people who are not necessarily as on the ball with making decisions. But the first group, very much decision makers, high level, high quality.
And if we move the focus onto social media, do you think that's rightfully gained its place on the conference agenda?
Oh, difficult. I think for social media, things are now pretty much a necessary evil. I think the poll indicated what people were feeling in the audience. There's still a strong degree of reticence about social media. What does it mean? And people who live in Asia and the Pacific region tend to be more analytical about, okay, tell me what the real ROI is, tell me what is the value to me. And it's harder to demonstrate that because social media is by definition not so easy to quantify. I think if you turn to mobile on the other hand, the mobile debate, particularly from this morning, was more interesting because clearly you had divergence of opinion as to whether you should be there or not be there and the cost in relationship to that.
Okay, and finally, what are you going to be touching on in your presentation tomorrow for the keynote?
Interestingly enough, I'd actually prepared my presentation based upon rather a broader perspective. I'm going to hone it tonight when I go back to my hotel room and make it more specific and hopefully more meaningful to the people here in more practical terms. Because I think some of the sessions showed very clearly that there's some practical elements that can be delivered to the audience. And that practical value is, I think, probably one of the reasons why people show up.